Happy Sunday. I've got a great question that I thought we should talk about. A mom writes in, she is the parent of a 7th grade kiddo. They have 50-50, and the kiddo came home with 3 Fs. So mom punished the child by saying no practices and no baseball games this week. Dad wrote back, he is livid. He is really mad at mom for withholding baseball. He wrote to her in our family wizard that the parenting plan says that each parent will transport to and from extracurriculars, and that it is her fault that the child's grades are bad, and now he's telling the child that it's mom's fault that the grades are bad. And mom wants to know, am I really not allowed to use extracurricular sports as a consequence for failing to keep your grades up? It's a great question. My name's Billy Tarasio. I'm an Arizona family law attorney. We represent family law clients in Arizona and have a national platform, Win Without Law School, for people who are representing themselves in family court. So that's what I do, and this is a great question. I think there's a lot of reasons why a child's grades can be down. And so you kind of want to get to the bottom of this, and you probably want to work with dad as much as possible. So if you have 50-50, it means something is not working at both houses. And it may have something to do with the environment. It may have to do with the specific teachers. It may have to do with what's going on at school with his friends. Like, it's a complex question, I guess. The grade thing is a complex thing with a kid who's in 7th grade. Maybe this is the first time that they've gone to a junior high. Maybe they have an IEP. Maybe they don't have an IEP. So I think it's complex. And I think rushing to withholding sports is very controversial and can cause problems in the co-parenting dynamic. So I would not recommend that as the go-to for a child who has bad grades. I think you really want to try to get on the same page as the other parent, especially when you have equal parenting time. It's not to say that you're not allowed to withhold sports, but I think this is a gray area, especially because your parenting plan does say that you have an obligation to transport the children to and from sports. This is one of those provisions, kind of like if you have in your parenting plan that child will have access to a phone to call their parents at all times. That can be a really tricky provision because you don't want to lose your ability to take away your phone from a child. So you want to make sure that your parenting plan doesn't have any contradictory language in it. There's nothing black and white on this question at all, but I do think that, you may have set yourself up to be the villain here by making that kind of unilateral decision, and that type of decision may or may not work for your child. I know, certain children, they easily can get good grades, and it literally is a matter of like applying themselves and getting back on track. And for other kids, it's not that simple at all. And it might not be a fair punishment. And then you've got the dynamics of the two households and the routines of both houses. So please share with me, have your children experienced this? Have you been in a divorced household, and how did you handle it and what worked for you? And no judgment on the no makeup, okay?